Welcome to my monthly video to update the Rideau Lakes public on municipal issues. While in the past I have focused on an individual municipal issues such as our budget or COVID-19 or affordable housing, this month I plan to highlight a number of current issues that the Township is working on. I encourage you to share this video with your Rideau Lakes networks and friends as we strive to be a transparent and effective local government. Let me start with an update on activity at the United Counties of Leeds and Grenville. Work is progressing on time on the Newborough Bridge and the portion of County Road 10 known as the Mountain. Our county audit for 2020 has recently been completed and the county is in a strong financial position. In 2020, we had a $4.6 million surplus and these funds were put into various reserves, with our year-end reserve balance being over $40 million. The county had a 2020 budget expense of $105 million. I'm also pleased to note that the Perth and Smith Falls Hospital was successful in getting a share of the county's hospital levy. Their request for $375,000 spread over 3 years was approved to help upgrade their health information systems. Moving on to current Township policy issues, I can report that the Township is working with Parks Canada to develop a new management plan with the support of the Economic Development Office of the county and other municipalities in Leeds and Grenville on the canal system. We are lobbying for better historical interpretation at lock stations and extended hours of operation, among other things. The Township's newly minted Affordable Housing Ad Hoc Committee has now met for a second time and is working hard on both understanding the challenges and areas where the Township can impact the housing market. At our meeting last week, we did determine that our focus should be on our villages and hamlets, initially on Delta and Newborough. With the construction season now in full swing, Council has discussed the extremely heavy workload in the building and planning departments. Those applications are well in excess of 50% of the norm, and the Township is having to prioritize its expectations. Efforts are underway to increase the staffing, to ensure that policy work such as the official plan update, campground reviews, and site plan enforcement, along with processing the regular building and planning applications, does not suffer greatly. Council and staff have worked hard to develop a positive reputation for working with residents and builders, and we do not want to lose that momentum. The Waterway Campground potential expansion has generated considerable concern from area residents. Council has authorized staff to request follow-up from the Ministry of Environment, Conservation and Parks regarding septic system inspections in campgrounds and the Electrical Safety Authority for electrical work in campgrounds. We're also asking the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation, MPACT, to review how our campgrounds are assessed for taxation purposes. Finally, we are seeking legal and planning advice on the potential for an interim control bylaw. In the hamlet of Newborough, a visioning exercise has started with the support of a consultant. This work, of course, is consistent with the Township's strategic direction to support village and hamlet future vitality. There are also several operational issues that I can report on. The Township's outside auditors have completed their 2020 audit as well and report a clean audit. They're very pleased with Council and staff efforts, in particular our work in reducing our debt and increasing our reserves. This week, we have started a new waste and recycling system of routes. While some may have lost their curbside pickup, many more have gained either summer or year-round curbside pickup. The process for this change was based on road condition and a fair application across the entire Township. All residents still have access to end-of-private road pickup, and our Portland transfer station remains open on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Due to the addition of compactors at the Portland Land Transfer Station, the number of loads being transferred outside of our area have been reduced, and this lowers our costs considerably. Challenges do remain with landfill contaminants moving off-site and the requirements imposed by the Ministry of the Environment to take further mitigation measures. Tenders did close last week for the repurposing of the former OPP station in Lombardy to a new library branch. While it came in slightly over budget, Council has removed some provisional items and we will now be staying within the $400,000 budget, and that contract was approved by committee this week. On the staffing front, We are recruiting for an Economic Development and Cultural Heritage Coordinator, with competition closing June the 4th. I'm also pleased to acknowledge 6 of our volunteer firefighters who've been promoted to lieutenants. They have completed the necessary years of service, training, and testing for these promotions. Plus VG Architects have held an initial public Zoom meeting on the potential municipal hub for Portland. The Township does own 2 large land parcels in Portland and is considering its options. The architect will present their findings to Council this summer. New development could include a community hall, library, municipal offices, and other services. An assessment has been undertaken of the future and current sustainability of our offices in Chantry. You have access to an online survey, and your opinion will help shape future council decisions in this area. In other news, work on a new roof for the Elgin Municipal Complex is underway at a cost of $168,000. Work on the next phase of the Delta Waterfront project has been awarded at a cost of approximately $57,000, and this project is fully funded by grants. Council has also approved an LED community sign for Elgin in partnership with funding from the local hall board. The Cataraqui Trail in Rideau Lakes is seeing considerable investment this year as well. In partnership with a local subdivision developer, $100,000 of funds are being donated to upgrade a section of the trail from County Road 5 towards Smith Falls. A trailhead at County Road 5 and Highway 15 is also being built. This will also serve as a park and ride. Finally, the Township is hoping for a $22,500 RED grant, which stands for Rural Economic Development Grant, from OMAFRA, the Ontario Ministry of Agricultural, Food and Rural Affairs, towards a $75,000 project to replace the decking on the Chaffee's Lock Iron Bridge. The balance of the funding for this project has been accessed through a foundation grant. The last operational issue that I wanted to touch on is County Road 42 and Highway 15 intersection in Crosby. After a delegation to the Minister of Transportation in February, we received a commitment from the Minister to have traffic lights installed to improve public safety. We have had support from the community and our local MPP on this long-standing Township request. The local MTO office has been hesitant to move forward on this issue and have proposed various alternatives. Township Council did recently discuss this and confirmed their desire for traffic lights. Some have suggested a roundabout, and while I do not personally object to a roundabout, we as a council will continue to push for traffic lights at this existing location. Let me close with a reminder on COVID requirements. We all have COVID fatigue. But it is essential that we follow all local and provincial guidelines. The sooner we all get our vaccination, the safer we will all be, and we can return to our normal activities and enjoy our summer. To date, over 50% of the Ontario population has received their first vaccination. Stay safe and stay well. Thank you.